We could teach PSWs all day long to check the list. Did you brush the teeth? Did you wash the hair? Did you toilet them? Did you bathe them? Do you know how to use a Hoyer lift? But kindness, empathy, appropriate speech, this you can't buy.
How can a set of skills lead you down the path to success? That's what we're setting out to answer on the EdUp Canada Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Sangster. Join me as we unpack how leaders around the world have taken training and skills and turned that into a lasting career. Now let's learn together. Welcome back to the EdUp Canada Podcast. I'm Michael Sangster, your host, and I am joined by three ladies in Toronto who are doing amazing work around training students, running care homes, working on dementia issues, and generally just making sure we have the workforce we need and that people are being well taken care of. In preparing for this interview, we reached out to Judy Cohen, the president of Peak College, and we had a conversation internally with some of my people, and all I got was empathetic leader, amazing college, great technology, works well with other colleges to make sure the care home that she's also associated with takes students in from other colleges. Just a great leader in the career college sector. So, Judy, there's an opening for you, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then the two people that you asked us to join, which I want to say also speaks to you. It's not about you today, is it? It's about a team. So, Judy, why don't you jump off first and then introduce people and let them introduce themselves?
So first, I'm Judy Cohen, and I would be nowhere where I am today without my team. The people that I work with, they work with me for 25 years, 15 years, 16 years. People stay with me and we work very well together. I own L'chaim Retirement Home, which is a dementia home, Peak Healthcare College. I'm co-founder with Deborah on the Dementia Support, which is an amazing operation, and the CEO and the founder of the Memory Loss Foundation. With all those four pillars, we created one ecosystem, and we just feed from each other to get information that is checked in real life. So whatever we check out at the school, how student gets it, they get it, how the teacher give it in, how we do it at L'chaim, how we work with it. Deborah brings it to the long-term care facilities and Einat to the community. So we all work together under this ecosystem that we put together with the four pillars that we manage and own.
Einat, do you want to introduce your role?
Yes, I serve as a managing director of the Memory Loss Foundation that Judy spoke about. And on the other end, I work as an educational innovation consultant in Peak College.
And Deborah.
Hi, I'm Deborah Rothenberg. I am the Director of Operations at L'chaim Retirement Home, which is a home that specializes in dementia care. It is a very sought-after home, and we implement unique approaches to be able to care for people with dementia in the way that we feel is the respectful and dignified way for people who are unfortunately have this illness. I'm also the co-founder of Dementia Support along with Judy, and we created a curriculum for long-term care facilities. It is a curriculum that is based on proper dementia training and all the tools needed, so physical tools that are left with the long-term care facilities to be able to give brighter, more engaging, person-centered care for people that are living with dementia in long-term care.
And this is becoming, before we go back to the other two ladies, this is becoming more and more of an issue, isn't it? I've got a multitude of friends now dealing with parents and grandparents dealing with dementia now as we live longer.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a big problem. I mean, I think that from, talking to people in the community, talking to all the, the children, especially, there's two parts. There's the children and then there's the caregivers. It's frustrating for caregivers because they don't have the tools, the proper education to be equipped to care for somebody with dementia. So it becomes very frustrating at the work level, and that's where caregiver burnout happens. And then there's the frustration of the family members of not completely understanding all the disabilities that come along with this disease and not knowing exactly how to approach it. So I see it on both ends. And this is something that is, yes, unfortunately, it's just the numbers are just growing. And we really do have very keen solutions to helping people. I think our focus has always been, let's make it easy. We're not here to sit and talk about theory and in-depth science and so forth. We want things to be practical and easy for whether it's caregivers that are in the PSWs that are in the workforce or family members who have loved ones that are suffering with various forms of dementia.
Judy, I want to come to you now and talk about, you're kind of the center of this group of three here. You seem to have the connection to all of them and founder of the foundation as well. Talk to me first about your college. We're associated with you, obviously, on PSW training more than anything else, and that's what our team knows you for. But talk to me about your college, why you're so passionate about it, and then maybe a little bit of why the other two pieces fit in so naturally into what you're doing at the college.
So I opened the college because I saw the need when I ran the retirement home. So I had students and I had PSWs coming from major schools. I was just looking at what they do and I said, I can do better. I must do better. I can do better. And we opened the school, and the school, it's a very special school. So I don't know if I can brag about it, but
absolutely. That's why we're here.
Yeah, we do for students. I don't think any school, any college does. First of all, with your exam, we had a lot of students that couldn't pass the exam. And we came out with mock exams and an AI that trains the students on the phone. They have all the information that in the books that we teach, like the Sorrentino book and palliative book and the GPA. It's all inside a closed AI. And students can go on the phone. They have the 2,500 questions there. They ask the questions. They get 4 answers. If they don't get the answer right, they get the right answer and they explain to them why. So that's one thing. So we use the AI for that. And then,
Judy, let me stop there for a second, because that's what the training's all about. It's not about tricking the students. It's not about the exam. It's about getting them ready to go into care, isn't it? And we want the students to graduate. We want to make sure there's a level of quality there. So you're just helping them using the tools to get them to that level of quality, aren't you? And that's just for the practical part.
Yes. We didn't stop at that. We invite all the students for free to come to the college, and the same computer room where they do the exams, we give them a mock exam. So they have all the setting in front of them, the cameras looking at them, somebody watching them in the room. We have them leave the phone and all the bags outside, and they do a mock exam by 2.5 hours. We usually do it on a Saturday, and then by Monday we send them a report about the results. Where are they slow? And we let them do it up to 10 times before they go to because it's not like passing the course. They have to be ready to work. We give them a lot of free courses about AI use. There is a lot of, Einat will speak about the safety and all the information that people need to know. Everybody is using AI today. Everybody goes with chat. GPT, but do they know to use it right, and how dangerous with privacy when they go to people's home? So we train with that. We make job fairs. We have a lot of connection with a lot of facilities and home care agencies. The last time we had 5 agencies came here, and alumni got jobs on the spot here. A few were hired. So it's not just I want them to work, and to be good at what they're doing.
I misspoke earlier. I said that was the practical part. That was the theory part, but you've got a practical part to your program as well, as we do for all of our programs, the 300 hours. So can you, before we go off to our next guest, can you give me a little bit about how you manage that practical part of the PSW program?
So we, as you know, we have a lot of students. We have, last year, we had 770 graduates from PSW course only. We have a whole team of placement. I find the placement, it's the most challenging part of the school. We have a whole team. We use a lot of AI. We did contracts with about 100 facilities.
I want to stop there. That's one of the things that came out with our survey that we did with owners last year. You have 100 relationships with employers to help those students find the placement work they need to complete.
Yes.
That's 100 employers that often hire the students when they go through the practicum too, isn't it? They end up working right there.
Yeah.
Not enough Canadians understand that connection. So let's get into the dementia care part of what you're doing and the foundation you founded, and then maybe head over to our next guest. Do you want to do an introduction of why you did that, and then and we can go there?
My home is a small home. It's very exclusive. We only take 30 residents, but the waiting list is long, and people need the help that we can give them. So I start about 14 years ago. I thought to open a foundation and charity to help people at home because it's so hard to manage the people at home. So that's what brought me to start this foundation. We did very well. We did a lot of things. And then, unfortunately, I got sick for 6 years. So I stopped working on the foundation, especially. Then I met Einat, and she's really doing an amazing job to bringing back the foundation and doing a lot of stuff for the community.
So let's talk about, Einat, the mandate and the work you're doing.
As Judy said, the Memory Loss Foundation was unfortunately inactive for 6 years. And then once we decided to relaunch it, we started with just listening to the community, to the partners. We went to senior active living centers and just asked, what are your needs? And one of the major issues that we heard time after time was the digital literacy part. And not only the digital literacy specifically, around emerging new technologies, AI, and how seniors feel overwhelmed with all these new technologies. And not only that, they are targeted for scams, frauds, and all of this. So we said, okay, this is something that we want to start with. We developed a unique seminar. We called it Smart and Safe, AI for Older Adults. And we're delivering this seminar in senior active living centers, retirement home, community centers. And we see that it's very, very successful. And in the surveys, we see that the seniors feel much more confident understanding and using AI. And our first goal was to make them understand the risks around it. And they do, and we are very happy with the results. Another thing that we are now developing is something that is totally different from the technological part. It's something that we call it the Moments Cafe. It's a welcoming place for people with memory loss and their care partners that they can come, and actually targeted problem of social isolation. So they come, they having activities together, they share experience. And also we combine, as part of this ecosystem, we combine things from the dementia support, the Montessori-based activities, in these types of activities. So it's another thing that we are doing, and we are developing more and more programs. We hope that it will be very successful. We see a great interest. Another thing is regarding the college. Judy spoke also about AI, and one of the things that we saw, it's not only the technological barriers with older adults, but also many students. They have issues with the digital tools. So we are giving them a lot of support in digital literacy workshops and AI safety workshops. And again, we see that it really helps. It really helps them.
So what I'm seeing here is it's an ecosystem, the three of you. It's all interconnected, the work you're doing, isn't it? You're learning from each other. And I found it interesting, Judy, I made the assumption the college was first, but it was the care home you were involved with first that led to the college.
Yes.
And my understanding is that the care home doesn't just take practicum students from your college, correct?
Oh, no. I take from all schools.
But it's fairly small with only 30 beds with the specific needs.
On each shift, I have 20 to 25 students. We take a lot of students, and it's a small home. It's very intimate too. So we really make sure that every student that leaves L'chaim, they know what they're doing. And it starts from Hoyer lifts and dementia care and a Montessori approach, and they learn to use all the tools. We learn them how to document, really working hard with the students. I forgot to mention about the school that we added on now 8 hours communication skills workshop for them, for the students, because I see at my home that a lot of the problems and aggravates the residents is the miscommunication. Like they don't know how to communicate with the elderly, Plus, they use the wrong language, like they use language like diapers and kaki, not bowel movement, So we did a workshop about that and we did a survey. And now we're going to see, we took some students, we let them go to L'chaim. They were working there for like a week or two. Then we gave them the communication course. Somebody was watching them, but they didn't know who is taking the course. And then we got a survey from my staff to see if there's changes in behaviors and communication with the elderly. If you speak to Deborah, she will tell you that we are trying with the dementia patients not only to deal with their aggression, just to prevent it, to work, to be proactive to the situation. Keep them busy, not to bring them to get so upset. And one of the communication, sometimes the students, they aggravate the residents. So we are trying to prevent it, not only to deal with it after.
I remember, I'm gonna go to Deborah here in a second. I remember talking to one of the care homes about the practicum placements, and this lady in Sault Ste. Marie looked me in the eye and she says, pretty straightforward. At the end of the 3 hours, I have to decide if this person has empathy. The skills are trained, but whether or not the college and our process got them ready to go work in long-term care, that is the biggest part of the 300 hours. The lift, yep, that, washing, those things, right. But are they empathetic and can they deal with it? And we're going to go to you, Deborah, and talk about how you've integrated some of this stuff into the care home. But I saw something recently around dementia care where the care home had actually taken photographs of the individual's front door of their house and turned it into a vinyl and put it on the door to create an environment that looked like home.
Diversion art is what it's called, but we don't have particularly people's homes because, first of all, it'd be quite difficult. Not everybody came directly from their home. And a lot of people, when they say a very common comment that people say or residents say is, I want to go home, I want to go home. But we've learned over the years that home is not necessarily 647 Shepherd Avenue, right? Like it's not specifically that. It could be a time and a place in their youth. Like we understand that people with dementia have procedural memory very much intact. So it's that long-term memory. So it could be from when they were younger. It could be the space where their parents, were around a dinner table with them when they say, I want to go home. It's, I want to go to a safe place. So it is, I think hominess is very, very important. I think that the more you make an environment less institutional, the better it's going to be for the person. Also, people with dementia, they tend to respond to what is in their spatial gate. So it's like this space that you have in front of you here. And the warmth and safety that they need to feel happens particularly in that space. So it's so important to have empathy and to have care, to speak clearly. I'll go to what, Judy was saying about the communication lab. This part is so important. We could teach PSWs all day long to check the list. Did you brush the teeth? Did you wash the hair? Did you, toilet them? Did you bathe them? Do you know how to use a Hoyer lift? All that. But kindness, empathy, appropriate speech, this you can't buy. This is something that is priceless. And ultimately, you want to train your PSWs to have these characteristics when they're with people that have dementia, because you're entering their world. You're not trying to drag them into your world, into your reality, which is, let's just call it the correct reality. We all have to learn how to empathize with the person and validate them and go into their world. And that requires a certain level of communication, of thought process, and just warmth and empathy.
I like the conversation today because it's about the whole, and I keep using the word ecosystem, but you guys have created. You ladies, sorry. I'm interested at the foundation level. Is there something you guys have worked on or come up with that's really had an impact? You've seen it get into the everyday life. We talked about the labs, the training. Is there another learning at the foundation level that you've found that's gone right into care and that other institutions could take a look at and use as well?
Proper training, dementia training. We offer post-college education. We make it very affordable and very practical. We have refined it over the years of how to teach our PSWs, imagine more so than what they're learning in their course, but to give them in-depth, practical dementia training with a focus on what they're going to be presented with when they're working in long-term care or privately in someone's home. And I mean, we're fond of many approaches, but a Montessori inspired approach for us, why we choose is because it's very holistic. It can be applied to every area of life, no matter who the person is, no matter where they come from, no matter what their culture is, no matter, what their interests or skills are, what their needs are, what their abilities are, and so forth. This approach uses principles that apply to every single person. So we teach this to our post PSW students, and the ones that are actually at L'chaim get to see it happening live. So they make that connection. I think that this piece is so important to send them out into the work world.
What's next for the foundation? What's got you excited right now that you're working on?
Beside the foundation, I think that the things that happens in a Peak College in the past month, we totally rethink about how we change the way we deliver the curriculum, because we have the curriculum. We cannot make too much changes. So we said, okay, how we can make the students more ready for the work that comes after. So we started to think about, for example, how we address different types of learners. So we changed the way we are teaching in a way that we added interactive components to teaching. We using polls, we're using breakout rooms, we're using so many things because our goal is that the PSW that entering the workforce after they finish the studies in Peak College will be the best.
I really like the model. You don't just work at the foundation, you also work at Peak College, don't you?
Yes. And the thing that we are doing, we are thinking how we can deliver the same content, but in a more engaging way. So different types of learners will understand the materials in the best way they can. Because we have also lots of challenges. Most of them are coming from different culture. English is not their first language. We are delivering most of the classes online. And it's a different generation. It's very difficult to have their attention for 4 hours sometimes. We always think how we can do things better. And we are very data-driven organization. And we see, for example, we started with the student orientation. So we took the orientation, we shorted it, we make it very, very interactive, very engaging, and we saw the results immediately. Students now preparing the documents from day one. So we see that it works. So it's very exciting, very, very exciting.
Wonderful. So I'm going to come back to you, Judy, because you not touched on a couple of things, but let's talk about your students, your average students, because ours are different than the community colleges and the universities. A little older, already have children, dependents, newcomers to Canada. What's the cross section at Peak College these days? Because you're growing.
We're growing, yeah. Well, we're growing. It has a lot to do with the immigration laws, right? So I heard you speak about that in the podcast. But we see that every change in the immigration laws, we see a change in the amount of students. But we still, most of our students, although we advertise in many ways with videos and a lot of stuff, we have an amazing website. Most of the students, they come from referral, and a lot of them newcomers.
I hear that all the time. The greatest tribute to our colleges is the fact that students come from a referral from a past student who went through the program, felt well taken care of, and found a job right away. We just did a survey with Nanos Research, and 81% of our graduates are working in fields closely or directly related to their training. It's unheard of. He's the chancellor of Carleton University, and he said Carleton would love to have these numbers. It speaks to the quality, right?
I'm talking to the ministry. I'm talking with Einat has connection with Foundation for Parkinson organization and brain injury. So we are trying to help them out too. The Moments Cafe and with trainings. I'm sure we're going to see an amazing results and help the community. It's a passion of mine.
It is. And am I right? The average student, late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, very, very few younger. Yeah, late 30s, between 28 to 35.
You three are the youngest ladies on campus most days, I'm assuming?
Yes, especially me.
So what else do we need to know about Peak? We've had a great conversation about your ecosystem, but what about Peak? The people make it special. The programs make it special?
Well, I don't know. You should ask the people that work for you, and they've been visiting me.
They say quality. They keep saying quality.
And I took them to visit the home as well. So they visited the home. They felt the environment there, and they really like it. And I have to say again and again, I would do nothing I wouldn't be anywhere without my staff. I have an amazing staff at P College. We are very welcoming the students. They really feel at home here. They're very, very.
It's nice to hear that you were able to get over to L'Chaim Center with the staff too, because our auditors go out and we try and spend a good day at a college when we do an audit. It was nice to hear you were able to go over and see some of the institutions. That tells me a lot about what went on. That makes me happy about our team too.
Oh, you had an amazing team. There were 3 of them. It was Jeff and Tim and James.
Oh, Tim joined you for a day. Yeah. He's our new director of operations, and he went out because he wanted to get a feel for things. Yeah. So that's good to hear. Now we've focused on, and I'm going to come to the other 2 ladies for a finish in a minute, but we focused on PSW. It's not the only thing you train for, though, is it? And I can you talk a little bit about your 20-hour AI for PSW program? I thought that was interesting.
We do. We have some other courses now. I just sent an email to Doris to see what her thoughts about to bring some more advanced AI to the MOA. Are you selling that program, right?
Not the MOA, but we're looking at it right now.
You're looking at it right now? Okay.
We are, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just sent her an email this morning. So I'm in touch and see where can I help and where can we collaborate together. Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about that program and then we'll finish up with Deborah?
I will talk about the workshop. So we developed a workshop specifically for PSWs. And when I spoke before about how we can deliver the content in a very engaging way, so the workshop was built in a way that it has very interactive components inside. So because we want to make sure that once students finishing the workshop, they will understand specifically the risks around using AI. And the workshop, when we started to develop it, the first thing that we thought about is home care agencies. Because we think that once PSW goes to person home, and provide care, and they don't know about risks of using AI, it can put a lot of risk on the patient, on the agency, on the PSW itself. So we said, this is the first thing that we need to address. And I'm delivering these workshops all the time, and I'm speaking with the student, but also PSW come to this workshop. And I see that there's a huge gap with the understanding of what is AI, how it works, and what are the risks. And many times I also ask the PSW, do you know if your agency has a clear policy around AI? And I always get the same answer, which is no. And they don't know how to use AI, and they always use AI for searching for information. So we know that it's something that we have to take care of. And also the education technology goes much more faster than the curriculum development and everything. So we just address this very quickly.
That's wonderful. I don't think we can do enough of that kind of extra additional training. I was an executive at TELUS, and we did a lot around seniors cyber training. This is 10 years ago, but also with children in schools and awareness on these issues. We need to come at it from everywhere. We've got to get to as many people with this information to help them. You can't turn on the news and not see something every night where some poor senior has been taken advantage of, or an individual has been taken advantage of. So, Deborah, we're going to finish strong with you. What makes this relationship with Peak so important? I know you've got the same partner or owner, but we don't get to talk to employers enough, the people doing the care. Why is it so important to you? And I'm really interested because you're not just getting students from Peak to come through the place too. So I'm just interested in your perspective.
Right. So first of all, I wanted to actually interrupt you before to say something when you were talking about Judy, but I decided not to, just to be polite, obviously. But I have to say this, everything comes from the top. When Judy mentioned at the beginning of the conversation that her staff have been with her for, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, she's absolutely right. So there's something very incredible and special about Judy. She deserves to have this moment as well. She really is an incredible woman. Her leadership skills, her qualities as a person, the way she cares for, everybody. There isn't one person she doesn't care for. She's caring for, everybody at the top, everybody at the next level and the next level, all of her students. She's caring about everybody. There isn't a student in that school who cannot come and talk to Judy and that Judy isn't going to try to figure something out. I mean, literally, even at L'chaim, somebody wants to change their schedule. There's an issue. Somebody has something going on in their family, whatever it is, and everybody is coming to Judy. Where do you find somebody like this? Like where do you find this? Nowhere.
They are rare. I'm going to mute her so she can't talk.
Right. There you go. Yeah. No, so
she's embarrassed. The listeners can't see, but she's embarrassed right now. She's turning a sunburn red.
Yes, I know she's turning red, but it's okay. So I've actually been with Judy for the past 15 years. So I was with her at the inception of Peak, and exactly what she said is exactly what happened. She said, we need to change this. I can do something better. And she did. It was difficult. It was very difficult. But she persevered and with tremendous success. The relationship between L'chaim and the school is extremely important. First of all, we feed off of each other. When we bring the students in, whether it's from Peak, whether it's from other schools, when we bring the students in, first, Judy has an expectation that her students are the best students because they're coming from her school. So she really does have an expectation for that. But when they're learning here, we're actually, like Einat said, we're very data driven. We're actually gaining data through their actions, what they're doing, their successes, to ultimately turn over students to become better caregivers in the community. And when we have any issues, any successes, any nuances that need to be worked out at the Peak level, it's really coming from L'chaim. We're able to, inform Peak and work with all the teams and change certain elements and improve certain aspects. It's a relationship that is very unique and very beneficial to both sides.
Well, I think we're going to leave it there for today. I think that's a good way to finish because in a way it explains the career college sector in Canada. It's that relationship to the placement, that relationship to the employer, that if you train someone well and they do well in their placement, they'll be employed and they'll work in the long term. I think Judy wants to jump in. I can see her.
No, I'm all good.
No, I thought maybe you had a last thought you wanted to share.
No, I'm just very proud of the work the staff doing, and I'm just pushing forward, although my old age.
I was interested because we reach out to the team once in a while. We say, who should we have on the podcast? Who's doing things? And it was instantaneous from two of my team members. You got to get Judy and the team on at Peak College. And you extend it out to other people. As I said earlier, that speaks to leadership. That speaks to the team that you've built, that you don't want to be just hidden in the background. Don't want them hidden in the background. And I appreciate you all taking the time this morning to have our listeners get a better understanding of what goes on inside of one of our colleges, that it's layered, that it's nuanced, that it's not simple, and that every student gets a certain level of care to help them get through the process of training and getting a career. So I want to thank the three of you for your time. I want to thank you for your energy. And with that, we'll end this week's edition of the EdUp Canada Podcast. And we look forward to being back again next week with another episode. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the EdUp Canada Podcast. We release new episodes regularly, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when they are officially out. If you love this episode, please leave a 4 or 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts so that others can also discover how a set of skills can lead to success. Thanks for learning with us.